Prince Finn came to the realization that no one person could carry out the prophecy by themselves as he thought back on his life-changing experiences and the lessons he had learned. He had to make alliances with the various undersea nations that inhabited the realm in order to stop the approaching calamity and usher in a future of harmony. Finn's quest to bring the realms together and mobilize their armies in support of a single goal. Finn set out to seek audiences with the kings of the underwater countries, carrying the crest of ancients with him. He swam to the magnificent Coral Palace, the residence of the Coral Queen, a wise and esteemed ruler renowned for her just and fair governance. Emphasizing the necessity for cooperation and unity, Finn recounted the specifics of the prophecy and the lessons he had learnt while on his mission. Seeing the seriousness of the issue and Finn's sincerity, the Coral Queen promised her kingdom's help and mobilized her people to support Finn. Encouraged by this first diplomatic triumph, Finn proceeded to the Kingdom of the Deep, governed by the strong and well-liked King Triton. Finn went to King Triton and told him about his travels, his struggles, and the wisdom he had acquired. He did this with humility and reverence. He spoke to their joint responsibility for the underwater realm and the king's sense of duty. King Triton, moved by Finn's tenacity and dedication, promised to lend the strength of his kingdom's soldiers and wealth to the cause of unification. On his search for allies, Finn traveled to the remote and enigmatic Kingdom of the Abyss, which was governed by the powerful sorceress Queen Nerissa. The mysterious people who lived in the Abyss were said to have strong magical powers and old wisdom. Finn told of his struggles and the artifacts he had collected, displaying his tenacity. He pleaded with Queen Nerissa to join the coalition, stressing how crucial it would be for them to work together to prevent catastrophe. Sensing that unity was essential to maintaining their realm, Queen Nerissa promised the backing of her kingdom's magical forces, acknowledging the true wisdom and purpose in Finn's words. As Finn traveled from one nation to the next, his efforts at diplomacy paid off. Realizing the seriousness of the prophecy and the necessity of unity, the kingdoms of the Sunken Isles, the Crystal Caverns, and the Pearl Lagoon all promised their assistance. In turn, all the rulers acknowledged Finn's leadership and the importance of their joint endeavors. Finn called a great council that included the kings and delegates from every realm once they had joined. He described his idealized future in which they would put aside their differences and cooperate to preserve and rebuild the underwater world. The council discussed tactics, exchanged information, and created relationships based on mutual respect and trust. They came up with a strategy to use the relic's abilities and their combined strength to stop the approaching disaster. A pivotal moment in Finn's journey when he realized how crucial it was to form alliances with the underwater nations. Finn rallied the legislators and rulers by demonstrating humility, wisdom, and honesty while persuading them of the importance of their common cause. Their efforts were based on the unity of the realms, which allowed them to combine their talents, abilities, and resources to meet the challenges that lay ahead. After the worlds were unified, Finn and his newfound friends embarked on their last journey, prepared to meet the greatest challenge and carry out the prophecy that had brought them all together. Knowing that their combined strength would be the key to their success, they swam towards the end of their incredible trip, united in purpose and armed with the power of unity. Prince Finn met a task on his epic quest that was far more formidable than any mythological creature or perilous ordeal he had come across previously. He had to get past long-standing animosities and persuade the rulers of various undersea worlds to set aside their disagreements in order to work together for the benefit of their planet. Equipped with the crust of ancients and strengthened by the knowledge he had gained from his journey, Finn set out on a diplomatic mission that would put his ability to persuade others as well as his steadfast faith in the strength of unity to the test. Finn went to the Coral Palace as his first destination, hoping to meet with the Coral Queen, a strong-willed monarch who took great delight in her realm. Finn approached the Coral Queen with respect and humility, knowing that the Coral Palace and the Kingdom of the Deep have a long-standing rivalry. He talked about his experience, the difficulties he had encountered, and the lessons he had discovered about the value of putting aside disagreements in the name of the larger good. Finn touched on the Coral Queen's feeling of duty and their shared obligation as defenders of the undersea planet with his sincere remarks. The Coral Queen gradually overcame her pride and realized the value of Finn's comments. She promised to set aside their long-standing enmity and support unity from her kingdom. Inspired by this early triumph, Finn set his eyes on the strong and arrogant King Triton, who governed the Kingdom of the Deep. Finn approached King Triton with a sincere wish for peace, knowing full well the long-standing animosity between the Kingdom of the Deep and the Coral Palace. He talked about how his own struggles had made him realize how important cooperation is and how important it is to put aside small-scale rivalry. King Triton found great resonance in Finn's genuineness and persistent faith in the strength of unity. The monarch saw that putting aside old grudges and cooperating to achieve a common objective may lead to grandeur. In a noble act, King Triton promised to eliminate the hostility that had afflicted the underwater realms for far too long and pledged the backing of his country. Notwithstanding the difficulties that awaited him, Finn entered the remote kingdom of the Abyss, which was governed by the mysterious and fiercely independent sorcerer Queen Nerissa. The Abyss Kingdom had long since cut itself apart from the other realms, choosing to live in isolation and conceal its identity. Finn was aware that persuading Queen Nerissa to support the cause would not be simple. He acknowledged the special abilities and wisdom her realm possessed as he walked up to her with reverence and amazement. In addition to sharing his personal story of self-discovery, Finn underlined the need of using their combined abilities to avert the impending disaster. Intrigued by Finn's unwavering determination and his sincere faith in the strength of unification, Queen Nerissa saw the truth in his words. With the knowledge that the greater good exceeded any personal qualms, she consented to set aside the solitude of her realm and dedicated her powerful magical powers to the cause. The momentum mounted as Finn united each region, and the remaining kings realized it was wise to put aside their rivalry. Realizing the seriousness of the situation and the transformational potential of unity, the kingdoms of the Sunken Isles, the Crystal Caverns, and the Pearl Lagoon all took similar action. Finn triumphed over long-standing rivalries and persuaded the rulers of several undersea realms to put aside their disagreements and work together for the benefit of everybody. Rallying the disparate realms was made possible by his unwavering trust in the power of unity, genuine honesty, and capacity to impart lessons learned from his struggles. The bonds of suspicion and enmity started to break down as he persuaded each ruler, opening the door for a united front against the impending calamity. Finn and the United Worlds realized that their combined strength and resolve would be their greatest asset as they stood on the brink of their final battle. With a shared goal in mind, they were prepared to take on the greatest challenge and realize the prophecy that had initially drawn them together, understanding that their ability to work together would be crucial to their success. With his newly acquired knowledge and the support of his newfound allies, Prince Finn was ready for the biggest test yet. The decisive conflict with the cause of the approaching devastation that threatened the undersea world. The pinnacle of his incredible trip as he readied himself to face the evil power that intended to wreak havoc and ruin on their planet. Armed with the relics he had found, and guided by the wisdom of the United Realms, Finn set out on a dangerous mission to find the source of the approaching calamity. He traveled into unknown regions and dangerous depths, each step carrying the weight of his obligations and a sense of impending doom. The ancient and powerful beast known as the Abyssal Serpent emerged as the evil force became more visible to Finn as he descended down into the depths of the night. The beast was tall and slithering, with a black aura about it that seemed determined to devour everything in its path. Using his inner power, the unity of the realms behind him, and the teachings he had learned, Finn steeled himself. Finn had never encountered a battle like the one that followed. The Abyssal Serpent let loose waves of terrible energy and summoned storms in its wrath. Finn had to rely on his agility and the relics he had gathered to withstand the serpent's might as he dodged each strike, putting his courage and fortitude to the test. However, Finn wasn't the only one who opposed this age-old evil. The unified realms fought beside him, their combined force supporting Finn's resolve under the leadership of their separate kings. With their coral armor shining in the darkness, the soldiers of the Coral Queen fought with unflinching loyalty. With their unwavering determination and tridents at their disposal, King Triton's army terrified the snake into submission. The creature's defenses were weakened when Queen Nerissa's magical abilities launched spells that lighted the abyss. Finn's unshakable faith in the strength of unity proved to be a beacon of hope as the war raged on, energizing everyone around him. With their mutual goal propelling them ahead, the United Realms moved in perfect harmony, their varied strengths enhancing one another. At a pivotal point, Finn used the artifacts and the combined might of the realms to mount a last, powerful assault. He unleashed a powerful strike that penetrated the Abyssal Serpent's defenses and lessened its evil hold over their realm. The beast writhed in pain, losing strength with each blow until at last giving in to exhaustion. The undersea world shook in relief as the Abyssal Serpent vanished into thin air. With the threat of devastation thwarted, the unified realm started to experience peace. Hailed as a hero, Finn stood at the front, humbled by everyone's sacrifice and combined effort. Finn's journey, a path of togetherness, leadership, and self-discovery. He had transformed from a prince with no idea of his future through hardships into a real champion of the underwater world. He had faced the worst enemy together with the realms and come out on top, proving the strength of information, partnerships, and steadfast faith in a shared goal. Finn and the United Realms recognized that their mission was not yet done, even as the underwater realms celebrated their victory. They would re-establish what had been lost, deepen their relationships, and make sure that the knowledge gained from this incredible adventure would lead them to a future of harmony, collaboration, and unwavering peace. Prince Finn, on his amazing journey, was standing on the brink of the decisive fight that would decide the fate of the ocean realm. Armed with the relics he had painstakingly gathered and led by the insight he had learned from his travels, Finn readied himself to use his newfound strength and understanding to avert catastrophe and bring calm back to the kingdom. Memories of his experiences and the lessons he had learnt flooded Finn's thoughts as he made his way into the pitch-black depths where the evil entity hid. Every item he carried had a special power and function that he had acquired during hardships. The crown of harmony shimmered with the possibility of balance and restoration. The amulet of tides pulsated with the tides of the ocean, and the crest of ancients blazed with age-old wisdom. The key to victory would lie in these objects, imbued with the spirit of the unified realms. Finn faced the evil force, a spinning vortex of darkness that threatened to swallow the aquatic world, with the unified realms at his side. Finn felt the stormy energy rise and roar, testing his willpower. But with his relics at his disposal and the solidarity and backing of the kingdoms, Finn did not waver. Using the knowledge he had gained, Finn evaluated the circumstances carefully. He saw the vortex's energy flows and patterns and realized that upsetting the disorderly dance within it was the first step toward bringing about harmony. Finn was able to control the ocean's strength by using the amulet of tides to direct tides and currents in opposition to the destructive forces. Finn invoked the ancient wisdom found in the crest of ancients as the vortex began to diminish. Finn repeated the old incantations, and the sacred symbols carved upon its surface shone with a bright force. The words sank in and became part of the underwater realm's own fabric, creating a barrier that kept the unified realm safe from the evil force's influence. However, the conflict was far from ended. Sensing it was about to be defeated, the evil force gave its last desperate push of might. It felt as though there might not be any hope left as the realm shook under its onslaught. Still, Finn refused to give up and wore the crown of harmony on his forehead, drawing into its very essence. A bright aura emanated from the crown, bringing harmony and tranquility to the aquatic environment. A counterforce of harmony matched the malignant force's onslaught, reducing its hold on the realm and bringing peace back. Finn gained strength with each artifact used, while the evil force grew weaker. Motivated by his courage and tenacity, the unified realms fought beside him, pooling their resources and uniting against the darkness. The battlefield was illuminated by Queen Nerissa's magical abilities. King Triton's army used their tridents with precision, and the Coral Queen's warriors fought with intense loyalty. In a climactic moment, Finn released the artifact's full potential. In perfect harmony, the crown of harmony, the amulet of tides, and the crest of ancients channeled a burst of energy that broke through the evil force's barriers. The shadows broke apart, scattering into bits of vanishing light. The aquatic world was once again at peace as the evil power vanished. The united realms triumphed over the forces of chaos and destruction because of their solidarity and Finn's everlasting commitment. Using the items and knowledge he had gathered along the way, Prince Finn used them in the last fight to avert catastrophe and bring harmony back to the underwater realm. With the help of the realm's unity and solidarity, he was able to defeat the evil entity that was threatening their existence because he understood their strengths. As a result of his bravery, tenacity, and the lessons he gained from his incredible journey, Finn became a true hero and became a symbol of hope, harmony, and the transformational power of cooperation and knowledge. Finn and the United Realms welcomed the chance to reconstruct, heal, and create a future of enduring harmony as the underwater world reveled in the aftermath of the decisive battle. In addition to saving their kingdom, their voyage had taught them the importance of harmony, compassion, and the enormous influence that a single person can have on the entire globe. After the last fight, after the fighting had subsided, Prince Finn saw firsthand the amazing metamorphosis of the undersea world. A sensation of renewal permeated the depths, signaling the beginning of a new period of beauty and hope, as the evil force that had threatened to bring their world to an end had been defeated. Finn marveled at the incredible rebirth occurring as he took in the scenery. The formerly gloomy and lonely nooks and crannies of the kingdom were suddenly brimming with life. As far as the eye could see, vibrant coral reefs ornamented with a multitude of colors spread. Schools of fish frolicked through the glistening waters, their scales glistening in the sun's restored radiance. As if to celebrate the restoration of balance, the underwater flora burst into flower, their delicate petals gently swaying with the currents. After enduring the storm together, the unified realms now collaborated to restore what had been destroyed. The Coral Queen's master craftsmen painstakingly created elaborate structures and sculptures that accentuated the surrounding area's natural beauty. The engineers and architects of King Triton came up with creative ideas that combine practicality and beauty to bring the underwater cities back to their previous splendor. By using her magical abilities, Queen Nerissa was able to cure the wounds caused by the evil force and restore the fragile equilibrium of the realm. The sight of the realm's revival disheartened Finn, who realized that their victory had cost them dearly. The aquatic world had seen unspeakable suffering and the loss of many lives. Still, the United Realm's sacrifices had not been in vain. It was their combined strength, resiliency, and unshakable faith in a brighter future that had caused this amazing change. As news of their victory spread, the undersea residents' hearts were filled with hope again. Thanks to Finn's bravery and the cooperative spirit of the unified worlds, communities that were formerly split apart by fear and uncertainty have come together. Friendships grew across barriers that had previously seemed impassable, and trust thrived. The realm rose to prominence as a shining example of what was possible when people put aside their differences and worked toward a shared goal. Now acclaimed as a hero, Prince Finn took comfort in the idea that his expedition had not only spared their kingdom, but also awoke something deep inside its people. Their collective consciousness was etched with the lessons they learned, which included the value of unity, the necessity of protecting their fragile habitat, and the resiliency of the human spirit. Finn was at the vanguard of a new period marked by hope and renewal in the underwater realm. He understood that they still had work to do because the obstacles they would face in the future would undoubtedly try their determination. However, equipped with the knowledge they had acquired from their experiences, the relationships they had made through hardship, and the unwavering spirit of hope, Finn and the United Realms were ready to confront whatever lied ahead. And thus, Finn's heart grew proud as the undersea world burst with renewed life. In addition to restoring the realm's beauty, the final battle lit a beacon of hope that would lead them on their ongoing path to a peaceful future. Reborn and full of hope, the underwater world accepted its new fate and expressed its eternal gratitude to the United Realms and Prince Finn for his bravery. Reflecting on their incredible trip to this point, Prince Finn paused as the underwater realm glowed with a glimmer of renewal and rebirth. He and the United Worlds had been profoundly impacted by the hardships, tribulations, and victories that had permanently changed the path of their common destiny. With a sense of wonder and thankfulness, Finn sat on a coral outcrop and looked out at the changed aquatic environment. The regeneration of the realm was more than just a physical reconstruction. It was evidence of the tenacity of its people and the strength of their unanimity. The formerly dissimilar domains, split by suspicion and anxiety, had united in the face of hardship, forming a connection that now glowed brilliantly as a light of hope. Finn thought back on the things he had discovered on his difficult voyage. He had learned that the combined knowledge and collaboration of the unified realms held greater power than any single person could. The world had finally been saved by their oneness, as each dimension had contributed special talents, insights, and abilities to the table. Finn learned the value of courage, tenacity, and unshakable faith in a better future from their experiences. He had seen firsthand the devastation caused by unbridled authority and the results of division. However, he had also seen firsthand the transformational power of empathy, understanding, and teamwork. Finn felt hope for the future as the realms came together. The walls that had divided them had collapsed and been replaced with cooperative and understanding bridges. They had come to understand that in order to fulfill their shared destiny, they had to accept one another's differences and cooperate for the common good. A better future was promised along with this unity. With the underwater realm now restored and flourishing, peace and prosperity could be possible. The United Realms were resolved to use the strength that came from working together to create a society that valued and safeguarded their fragile ecosystem after realizing its potential. Finn understood that obstacles would always present themselves since that was just how life worked. But equipped with the knowledge they had gathered from their travels and the relationships they had formed from similar experiences, they were ready for whatever was ahead. The merged realms had discovered the value of maintaining equilibrium, protecting their natural resources, and cultivating the bonds that bound them together. Finn smiled as he emerged from his introspection. His hope for the underwater world was restored, and he felt a sense of purpose. Not only had their world been preserved, but the voyage they had done had kindled a hope-filled spark in the hearts of its people. Now a symbol of strength and unity, Prince Finn was prepared to lead the underwater world into a time when collaboration and harmony would rule. They would be guided by the lessons they had learned, the relationships they had formed, and the optimism they had gained, making sure that their world would prosper for many more years. Prince Finn and the United Kingdoms thus began a new chapter in their joint destiny, while the underwater realm celebrated its rebirth and looked forward to a brighter future. With a strong sense of togetherness, hope, and resolve, they embarked on a journey prepared to take on any obstacles and self-assured in their capacity to work together to create a better world.